Hey everybody, I'm so excited to hear about your musical identity. I'll be sharing mine today with you guys. And my biggest inspiration really does come from my family. It comes from my father, and I grew up listening to him. Family, my father's side of the family. His sisters and brothers, they also sang. My grandmother, she was a beauty queen. She loved to sing, she loved to dance, she loved to cook, she loved colorful outfits and jewelry and all that fun stuff. So I get a lot of inspiration from my family. Other than that, I love any female vocalist, any girl that she's singing, any powerhouse, any belters, anybody who sings a ballad or a ranchera or blues, so my Lola Beltrans, my Adeles, my Paquita La del Barrio, any fun lyrics like that, especially we have a lot of lyrics that are kind of like throwing shade at, the ex-man, the husband, the whatever. Especially a lot of artists like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Mariah Carey that have dealt with bipolar disorder and mental health, because I have the same struggles. When you have other artists that you kind of look up to or you admire and you see them putting in all that work and doing all these things, a lot of times it's like, is it a disability or is it a superpower? It takes a special type of person to be able to get all that work done. I feel like music has always been a very natural part of me. It's very much shaped my identity and my sense of self. When I was about 4 years old, my parents put me in dancing. I stuck with it for 16 years. I graduated from a little academy. I got to learn all types of dances, and I was able to teach creative dance. I was 4 through 5. Some of them were still in diapers. It was chaotic. It was fun, but I got to teach tap and jazz. And I enjoyed teaching. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. I'm studying classical music at school with violin. I started when I was 8. And with voice, like a lot dancing to classical music. If you've ever done ballet or lyrical, anything like that has to do with like any type of classical music, it's very rigid, but at the same time, like it's relaxing. It's pretty. It's such a beautiful art form. I was lucky to grow up in a community where we had Spanish mass, so everything's in Spanish, and we have a lot of people from all over Latin America. And I would always go to the parties, and we were dancing cumbias and bachatas and salsa and reggaeton, and you're dipping and doing it, and you're getting to listen to all types of music. So music has always and still is, for me, that part of it should be very, very much of an enjoyment thing. It should be meaningful to you. It should have that emotion and that nostalgia. It relates to my work and my culture because, that's what I'm known for. My logo that I chose, my colors are emerald green because of my name, Esmeralda. Silver and gold because silver and gold are very important in Mexican culture. Around the world, I think in a lot of different cultures too. I was known around the community for singing and playing violin, and I've been able to grow in my community, and they've been seeing me volunteering for many years, and then they were able to give me work, and I built my children's choir where I had them perform for the Virgin of Guadalupe. And all of the kids came in their traditional outfits that they were from Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, and they all had different little garments for representing their culture. And they were able to speak Spanish, say how old they were, what their name was, what country they were representing.
Hola, me llamo Genesis y yo tengo 6 años y yo vivo a Salvador y Guatemala.
The younger that you are, easier it is to kind of influence being proud of yourself. If you have a teacher, if you have somebody that's telling you, be proud of your culture, be proud of your community, be proud of your parents, be proud. Sometimes like the struggle that we've had to face, because it is difficult. But you know what? Instead of saying, woe is me, it's so annoying that I had to do X, Y, and Z, we got to flip it around and we got to say, wow, I learned how to speak 2 languages. I learned how to sometimes have to translate. You learn a lot of different skills because you're part of both cultures and both communities. So as an educator now, I'm always like, okay, well, when is it your turn? What are you going to show me? And I tell my students, like, when they're playing for me or they're singing or they're dancing, whatever, and they're like, I've got this. Let me show you how it's done, And that's the best thing. I think as a teacher, you want to see students being confident and growing and being disciplined and liking what they're doing and kind of building them up as a person. The question was, if music could speak for you, what would it say and how would it sound? And I thought this was such an interesting question because I was like, what does that even mean? Like, music would probably be vibing, as it always is. It's something that you dance to. It's something that you should just party to. I don't think it needs to be as complicated as we make it seem, I hope it would be very longing and dramatic. And low-key sad, because I'm very much into like my sad girl music. Okay, I love the rancheras and like anything that's very dramatic, and also the happy side of it where you're singing and you're dancing. But it would probably be telling me like, you need to study more, you need to get on it, you need to be concentrated more. And I feel like music would have a lot to say. That was my musical identity. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit about me. I'm so excited to listen to all of you guys.
Ese es mi hombre y yo su gran señora.
Para todas las gran señoras.